Boomshakalaka, what is going on, everybody? Randall here from Crypto Love, and today I'm in this small little room again with the mic in my face, but what we are going to be talking about today is Bitcoin blowing through resistance at 8,000, at 8,500, now up to the upper 8,000s, and will it go to 10,000? We will be talking about all of that stuff right after a message from our sponsor. Now, guys, this is something that I predicted on Friday. I figured, yeah, crazy stuff has been happening on weekends. Most likely we're going to see a breakout this weekend, and we did, in fact, see a breakout on the weekend. I mean, if you take a look at CoinMarketCap, how pretty is that? Bitcoin up 9% today. Some things up 30%, like Bitcoin Fakoshi's Vision. Bittorrent up 30%. As a matter of fact, the biggest gainers, we have Maxmine Coin, Bittorrent, and Bitcoin SV. We'll talk about why with Bittorrent in a little bit. And then the big losers, Aurora, Theta, Fool, and Solve. But right now, Bitcoin is sitting at a pretty 87.43, Ethereum at 268, and XRP at 41 cents. Bitcoin dominance 57.3%, creeping up yet again. When we take a look at the charts, we can see we had this wedge. A couple days ago, I said, hey, there's going to be a breakout happening pretty soon. I thought potentially towards the downside. There was some stuff looking towards the downside, but broke out to the upside and just keeps on going up. And after breaking this $8,500 resistance area, potentially up to 9,600, maybe even higher. I did just want to take a look at this and show you how well the bump and run reversal works in cryptocurrencies. Turns out that works really well. We were talking about this quite a while ago, how once it broke through here and stayed above, yeah, good chance for gains. I would say so. You would have gotten in at about 5,400 and right now at about $9,000. Now it should be noted MACD has crossed over again, so obviously back into Bitcoin from a stable coin. Now what's causing this price jump? Who knows, but potentially some of these $130 million in short liquidations at BitMEX. So obviously when the price goes up, shorters are getting liquidated. They're having to buy more Bitcoin, which sends the price surging even higher. In fact, Alex Mashinsky talks about it in this article, Analysis Weights $10,000. He says, so I think we're going to go above 10,000 before we see a correction because these guys are going to get squeezed out. We haven't seen the pain yet. We have not seen them cover. They have to cover, and when they cover, they buy Bitcoin. Awesome stuff. There's a lot of good news about Bitcoin in the news today. Bitcoin may be entering a 2 to 3 year bull market now, Morgan Creek CEO says. So this is Pompliano, and basically he affirmed that neither Bitcoin or dollar is tied to anything, but he thinks we're entering a 2 to 3 year bull market now, which could be very cool. This little tweet here, Bitcoin's not tied to anything, neither is US dollars, and how big is your cash position? Pretty interesting. Someone messaged back, let's not be totally delusional here. The US dollar is tied to the US government and all its military and economic might. Well, I would counter that by saying Bitcoin is backed by some of the smartest people out there, the best programmers out there, the smartest minds, and they're all working on this for free. So, I mean, we've all seen those movies where the government gets hacked by some really smart people. Well, if I had to put government against hackers, I would bet on hackers all day long. So that's just my 2 cents on it. But it seems like the Bitcoin bulls are back. Everybody thinks we've hit the bottom of the bear market and now we've entered into this bull market. It would not surprise me if we entered a 2 to 3 year bull market now. That would be pretty awesome. Could you imagine over 2 to 3 years what the price could do? Ooh, sounds great. Fidelity in the news. They're really in love with Bitcoin. Their Texas office is filled with crypto ASICs. So Justin Moon, obviously the brother or arch nemesis of Justin's son, he says, by the way, Fidelity has a room full of Bitcoin miners in their office, cypherpunk as fuck. And Fidelity, I mean, it's no surprise. They really like Bitcoin. They're one of the first to add Bitcoin for institutional traders. They've done a whole bunch of stuff. So Fidelity totally balls deep in Bitcoin. But talking about Justin Moon's arch nemesis, Justin's son tweeted earlier today. He says something huge and amazing going about TRON and Bittorrent. I will share it with you after June 1st. I think I have a 70% chance to win and nail it. Fingers crossed, TRON, Bittorrent. So something's coming up. We don't know exactly what's going up, but Tron went up like 20%, Bittorrent up 30% right after that tweet. So we can definitely see the power that Justin Sun's tweets have. Potentially, I wasn't able to figure out exactly what it is. Potentially, it could be this Sun Network testnet. So the Sun Network testnet is a second layer scalability solution for Tron. Will be released around the 30th of May. So he said this way back on April 9th. Potentially people forgot about it. Maybe this is what he's talking about. Phase 1 is a testnet. Phase 2 mainnet launch. Phase 3 optimization. So potentially second layer super fast solutions for Tron, Bittorrent. Maybe. We'll see. Now, there's always good news, and then there's always bad news. In Bloomberg, they have an article about Cryptopia. You all remember Cryptopia, the exchange that got pretty popular at the bull market, the peak at around end of 2017, beginning of 2018, because you could find cryptos on there, you could buy them, and then you could 100x in like a week or two. Well, it turns out that New Zealand crypto firm has been hacked to death. So we all knew they got hacked a while back. They opened back up in March to allow people to get their cryptos out of the exchange. It has tens of millions of dollars of digital assets that liquidators are trying to collect and distribute to the account holders. But here's the thing. The liquidators are trying to determine which account holders own which digital assets, but the information they need is hosted on servers run by an Arizona company that's terminating its agreement with Cryptopia and demanding about $2 million. Yikes. So the liquidators are concerned if they don't pay the Arizona company, Cryptopia's data could be overwritten or lost. This is very plausible. Another reason to not store your cryptocurrency on exchanges. Sure, you could use it to trade. Maybe you keep a little bit on there, but you gotta be careful with all the exchanges. I would say even with Binance, because we all know they got hacked, and who knows what'll happen next time. Also in the news, this is a pretty surprising one. Bitcoin, I mean, not really that surprising, but this is an eye-opener. Okay, Bitcoin Cash miners undo attackers' transactions with a 51% attack. So basically what happened is that since the split in 2017, there's been a number of coins accidentally sent to anyone can spend addresses due to transaction compatibility of SIGs, no SegWit or Bcash, or possibly they've been replayed with onto the Bitcoin or onto the Bcash network. So that's been going on. There was one miner who decided to try and take the coins, but when that happened, two of the mining pools, BTC.top and BTC.com, decided to reverse those transactions. So they actually 51% attacked the network, and in doing so, were able to recover those coins. Now, this is something, yeah, I mean, maybe that's great to protect malicious people from doing what they're doing, but I think there's a bigger question at stake here. Bcash, I mean, not the most popular coin out there, but it still is a pretty big coin. It's in the top 20, something like that, top 10, I don't know. And they're able to 51% attack it. So if we take a look, here's the cost to 51% attack a network. So for Bcash, it's $30,000 an hour. For Bitcoin, it makes you think, could they do it with Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin's $722,000 an hour, a bit more pricey, but potentially, I mean, maybe they could do it. If we take a look, it was just these two mining pools right here out of all the mining pools that teamed up and 51% attacked the network. If we take a look at Bitcoin's mining pools, I mean, kind of looks similar. They could have a couple pools get together and 51% attack the network. Makes you think, is it really that secure? Is it really that immutable? I think so. We just have to trust that there's good parties out there. I mean, as for what's going on with Bcash, who really cares? Most of their transactions are junk transactions anyways. But it's just something that makes you think. So, we like to end the episodes on a good note. So here's a good note for all of you. This is a constant reminder. Every day it's ticking down that Bitcoin is a truly deflationary currency, that there is a fixed amount of Bitcoin, there's not enough Bitcoin for everybody. Well, it's less than a year now, and as you can see, the frenzy has heated up. In fact, this is something I was just talking about with a guy. We were having some beers on a street at like 4 in the morning this morning. Turns out, this is one of the big things. There's 21 million Bitcoin. There's 10 cities that have more people in them than there are Bitcoins available. If every person in those cities wanted Bitcoin, they could never have one. And those cities are Tokyo, 38 million, Delhi, 25 million, Shanghai, 23 million, Sao Paulo, 21 million, Mumbai, 21 million, Mexico City, 21 million, Beijing, 20 million, Osaka, 20 million, Cairo, 18 million, and New York, 18 million people. Guess what? There's more Bitcoin than people. In fact, for each person on this planet, there's only 0.002 Bitcoins. That's not one Bitcoin. If you own one Bitcoin, holy shit, that's a lot. Buying Bitcoin means you get a fixed supply of this entire supply. That's a new concept for humans. You see, everybody wants Bitcoin. They just don't know it yet. This is another thing we were talking about last night. At this point, most people have heard of Bitcoin. They may not know what it is, but they've heard about it, and potentially they're thinking about buying it. They're scared because, price moves around. It's gambling, it's speculating. Yeah, sure. But when it's not speculating, there's no money to be made in it. And at that point, I think we'll all be having sick yacht parties. Maybe. We'll see. I haven't said that in forever. So that's it for the episode today. Guys, if you want to get into trading, you could go ahead, read a whole bunch of books, study, trade, lose a lot of money, learn from that, trade some more, lose some more money, learn from that. Or you could just check out Signal Profits, where you get pretty good signals every single day. I mean, you could get like 14% in 21 minutes, or if that's not good enough for you, you get 32% in 11 hours, or if that's not good enough for you, what about 46% in 21 hours? So you can get pretty good gains on this one. There is a link down in the description if you want to check it out. Also, make sure you check out the Monarch wallet. That's it for today. I will catch you all later, hopefully not in this little teeny room, this little phone booth thing, but I'll see you when I see you. Peace.